Hello everyone and welcome, this is the Apostate Prophet. We hear very often, especially today in the 21st century, that Islam is totally misunderstood. People who criticize Islam misunderstand Islam. Fundamentalist Muslims misunderstand Islam. ISIS misunderstands Islam. Muhammad probably misunderstood Islam. The Caliphate misunderstood Islam. The Quran misunderstood Islam. Allah misunderstood Islam. Islam has nothing to do with Islam. We hear that Islam is all about peace, that it means peace. It's just ridiculous. I want to talk about the word Islam and what it stands for. But before that, it's also quite interesting to look at how the word Islam came into existence. It's not like Christianity or Judaism, or Hinduism for that matter. The Bible did not name Judaism. It didn't say, from here on we shall call this Judaism, and you are all Judaists. No. Jesus didn't say, what we are doing here is Christianity, and you are all called Christians, bros. Christianity is only called this way because the followers of Jesus, the Christ, were called Christians, and that's how collectively this belief has been named Christianity. But Islam calls itself Islam directly in the Quran. In the scripture, it gives itself just a name, Islam, instead of just calling itself the believers of God, or the true belief. So the Almighty, Allah above, designed a name for His faction on earth, for His people, Islam, which of course means peace. Just kidding, Islam means submission. It does not mean peace. If you look at any proper source of scholars of Islam or the Arabic language, we will quickly learn that the name Islam means submission. It comes from submission. Here you have a graph to make it easier. Islam comes from the root word silm. Salam is a variant of the root word that Islam is derived from. Salam means peace. As you can see, there is no direct relation between the word salam and Islam. It's like two far cousins, and two far cousins doesn't mean the two cousins can take credit for the qualities of the other. If this guy is called submission, he can't say, oh, I'm actually a very peaceful person because my cousin is named Salam, peace. This is like creating a religion or a movement and calling it dictatorship, and when being questioned, saying that the movement actually supports dialogue, democracy, because the word dictator could also mean someone who speaks. There is nothing wrong with a dictatorship, it's all about peace. You are just misunderstanding us. Of course you could sell this to some liberal Arab who has no idea about English, but the regular English speaker will immediately know that you are full of crap. We could take endless sources on this, but to a fair person who is interested in the objective truth, rather than in burying facts with emotionally driven talks and painting the world pink and baby blue, a quick research of 10 minutes should be enough. Even if you do something very simple, Google Islam etymology, here is the first thing that Google helps you with. It tells you directly that the name Islam is derived from the word Islam, which itself means submission, which comes from the word aslama, which means to submit. Even today, the word aslama, to submit, can be used to refer to someone becoming a Muslim or being devout, submissive to Allah. If we look at the Quran, we can see that the word Muslim, which means one who submits, is used to refer to someone who submits. The words related to Islam are all used in relation to submission, to surrendering and submitting. To give you two examples, the Quran calls Abraham a Muslim, one who submitted to Allah, not a Muslim like a follower of Muhammad and the Quran. In a quite popular verse, it calls followers of Allah Muslims, which has been forever translated as those who submit. I will link you a page which gives you all the variants of the root word submission in the Quran, and you can directly see that the word refers always to submission. Peace, on the other hand, is always derived from salam or salama. It is very clear, Islam means submission. Even if it meant peace, which it doesn't, it is not the peace that you think it is. The peace mentioned in Islam here and there in the word salam stands for peace as in tranquility, not beautiful world peace with doves flying around everywhere. It stands for well-being or health. Muslims have the common greeting Assalamu alaikum, for example, which translates to peace be upon you. This is the most common Muslim greeting and is even used in variables in the non-Arabic speaking Muslim world. See how Arab culture imposes itself on others through Islam? The greeting Salamu Alaikum is actually a good point to stand on. Many Muslims use this to imply that Islam wants peace, because people greet each other with peace. Even many fundamentalist Muslims use this to say that Islam cares about peace. Ironically, these are also the same people who usually demonize Jews. If you are familiar with Jews, you probably know how Jews greet each other. Shalom Aleichem. See the similarity to Salamu Alaikum? Yeah, that's because both of them are Semitic languages. The greetings are cognates, they share the same root. And you can win a car today by guessing which one came first. Someone who responds to Shalom Aleichem says Aleichem Shalom in Hebrew, like Aleikum Salam in Arabic. Like peace be upon you. No, you. No, you. Many also say simply Shalom in Hebrew, like Salam in Arabic. On the Sabbath, for example, Jews say Shabbat Shalom, which stands for peace on Sabbath. Peace meaning be well on the Sabbath, the day of resting. Not go out into the world and make peace with everyone. Because peace is beautiful. Do you see the doves? Of course, this means that Judaism is a total religion of peace, that wants to spread peace and pink hearts in the world everywhere, right? By the way, the greeting Salamu Alaikum, peace be upon you, was allegedly introduced by Muhammad, who looked up to Jews and Christians and appropriated so much of them before he started fighting and demonizing them and calling them the worst of creation. You can only guess where he got this idea from, considering that he lived in Medina, a city full of Jews. That he also massacred and expelled afterward. All the Jews' fault, of course. Funnily enough, centuries ago, the majority of Muslims didn't assert that Islam wants peace in the world and wants to coexist with everyone in the world, because the name Islam somehow means peace. That's an assertion that has become popular in the Muslim world only very recently. It's not even very popular in the Muslim world. It's much more popular among Muslims who are close to the Western world or who live in the West. Organizations like the Organization of Islamic Cooperation initiated such talks, such nonsensical claims. Before the last century, Islam was known for wreaking havoc in the world and trying to conquer everything it came across, to spread peace, of course. You can simply look at what a very well-known Golden Age scholar, an Islamic scholar of Islam and a historian, said about this. Ibn Khaldun said, in the Muslim community, the holy war is a religious duty because of the universalism of the Muslim mission and the obligation to convert everybody to Islam, either by persuasion or by force. Islam is under obligation to gain power over other nations. Ibn Khaldun is today revered as one of the forerunners of sociology. This is not some random desert dude called Ahmed. Or we could simply have a look at Islamic history. I would suggest an objective animated map of Islam. It will tell you everything you need to know about how brutally aggressive the Islamic empires were. So much that they triggered the biggest defense forces in history, like the Crusades. And there you have it. The next time someone tells you that Islam is a religion of peace, that Islam is peace, that Islam means peace, or that Allah loves peace, you can crush them with all this information. Do it really with information though. Don't crush them the way Islam tried to crush everyone for 1400 years. Otherwise you might end up being miserable, disliked, isolated, mocked by people, or the rest of the world. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, to subscribe and to share. Videos on this channel are mostly not monetized. If you want to support our cause in informing the world about Islam, you can consider supporting this channel on Patreon or on apostateprophet.com. The links are below in the description. Thank you all so much for your contribution. Have a great time, be well, and make sure that you have a great time and be well by staying away from Islam. This sounds horrible. Thank you. Stay away from Islam.